That boy who used to spend days in the garage with only his imagination and a couple hand tools has gotten lost in the grind of the real world. I think it's time we find him.
Today's woodworking project is another quick and easy build, and I destroyed it. I absolutely annihilated it. There was nothing quick and easy about it. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Until that moment, that final moment when I wiped the stain from the wood. And then all was forgiven. This build was supposed to be another finding me how to, and rapidly became a tragedy. But there are days like this in our lives, weeks like this. How you choose to look at them, how you choose to respond, is a test of who you are. This build is not about perfection, but perseverance. It all starts innocently enough. A bucket of thin strips and a couple of handfuls of scraps. Strips are the cheapest way to get width in a panel, and the craftsman look that I'm going for, of thinner and thicker and wider and thinner slats, is a great way to add depth and dimension to what might otherwise be a stale facade. Which, quite honestly, was the inspiration for this piece. A modern metal version of it. And not metal in the good way like the Scorpions, Priest, or Maiden, but flat and bland. Mess around with your scraps a bit, flipping and turning like a puzzle looking for that perfect fit. You might need to rip some to create more character and depth. Then it's just a matter of cutting them to size with the miter saw. And a quick hit at the table saw to rip a 2x4 into a couple 1x. And it all starts looking good. And then my first mistake comes in. Just a normal one, no biggie. I cut my 2x4 to 12 inches instead of the 18 I needed. I can deal with it. I scrounge another chunk of 2x4, then rip it in half. And one pass in, I panic. I forgot to check for nails. But luck was with me, none, and I finish a cut without incident. And for a brief moment, all is well. Seriously, there is nothing like a book match board. Nothing. I love it, even though we're not going to use it this way. Then we burn things. Shou Sugi Ban. I did this last week with the shingles on my birdhouse. There's a link flying around here somewhere. Lay the boards out and torch them. Every single time I flick the torch to life, Pyromania plays in my head. It's not a bad thing. Easily a top 10 album of mine. Hysteria was just a little overpolished and lacked the grit of the early Leopard, I think. The torch keeps going out though. Man, I started saying foul things about Ace not being the place, but then research revealed that while propane doesn't freeze at 20 degrees, the pressure will drop in the tank, causing the flame to falter. So I bring my torch in to allow it to get to room temperature, then finish off the boards, going for the blackest of black. Extra points if you achieve the reptile skin. I drill some holes in a 1x4 for drainage and cut up a couple more pieces. Then rip them to size with the table saw before torching them again off camera. These little extra pieces will make much more sense in the final assembly, and quite honestly, I think they make all the difference in the world. Now, I nearly messed up the glue here, but I caught myself at the last moment. I almost put the boards with the charred surface facing up. This would have made the front face of the panel flat, and all that work we went through creating depth and dimension would have gone bye-bye. But I caught it. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the next mistake until the glue dried or froze. I clamp them down, tap them flat, hoping to avoid a bow, a quick peek below, and I think we're good. I give it a couple hours to set and come back out all pumped and ready for the final push and realized my bottom was straight. A great look on a modern metal plain Jane version, but I wanted craftsman and I wanted that bottom jagged to add that little bit more character. I think I can fix it though, and I mess around a little with how I want it to look, draw some lines and cut accordingly with my jigsaw, and it falls apart, like completely apart. The glue didn't dry, it froze. I turn the camera off, finish a cut, re-glue and reclamp. You don't need to see that. I wasn't going to talk about it, let alone show it or admit it. And the best part, I left it out overnight in the same cold temperatures, even colder, forgetting to bring it in. And in the morning, it all split again. I was feeling a little bit like Forrest right about now. I re-glue, reclamp, and bring it inside to set. I don't have time for it to dry 24 hours now. The setting's going to have to be good enough. And the glue up's an absolute mess. Honestly, I was so scared to clean it up with water and dilute it anymore, breaking the bond yet again. Twice was bad enough. Assembly is easy, but not for me and not today. I glue and shoot some finished nails into the front little box. It goes together perfectly. Until I realized the bottom was supposed to be a little thinner than the sides to allow for the differences in the slats. I turn the camera off again. It's a pride thing. If you can't see it, it didn't happen. I can edit around it. I hammer it out. Yeah, I could have used a rotary cutter. Should have. But anger sometimes gets the best of me. I pound it out and it splits. I pull the nails, I rip it thinner, glue it, and then shoot it back together. No one will ever know. I align it all up, make marks for drilling, flip the piece over, and proceed to pre-drill. And honestly, I'm proud of myself. I managed to regroup, slow down, and do it right. It's going good, but not today. The screw just spins in place as the board beneath splits. Can I get a mulligan on the day, please? A do-over? I back the screw out and re-drill, and as I screw it in, I sit back and feel a little bit of pride creeping back in. It's not looking bad, until I realize I forgot to burn the little square of wood behind the pocket, and I can't burn it now or the glue bond might break. Yet again. It's okay. We're in the home stretch now, and there's not much else that can go wrong. All I need to do is find that angle for the side pieces, and 45 looks good for the first one. Just duplicate it on the second one, easy, and yeah, I cut it backwards. At this point, all pride is gone. I just leave the camera rolling. It is what it is. You're going to see it. The good, the bad, the ugly, and I add some glue and a little piece of a backer board stapled in, then recut it correctly. Then just glue and nails. Oh, come on. You knew what was going to happen. At least one nail had to shoot out the side. It was that kind of day, and I was already rushing it even more now. But then, like the sun peeking through the dark clouds, I wipe the stain from the wood, and all is forgiven. And here we are. I have nearly 2 feet of snow still outside, so with the magic of AI, we have a faux mailbox planter up on our wall, filled with a beautiful display of plants and flowers. Look, life doesn't always go as we plan. Some days it falls apart, but it's all we got, so we push forward. Make the most of it. It's all we can do. It's far from perfect, but I love the color, love the lines, and with the burnt inside, we should get a couple years out of her. And she was made entirely from scraps. And any day in the shop, even a bad one, is still better than no day. As always, thank you for watching and choosing to spend 15 minutes building with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until the next time.